Have you ever had that feeling, deep in your gut, that something invisible is pressing you to keep scrolling, keep grinding, keep competing? We call it the machine. But what is this machine? Really? Why does it feel so powerful? And what happens if we break the loop and just stop playing? Today, let's take a glitchcore deep dive into the philosophy behind this system, who keeps it running, and what you can do right now to starve it, reclaim your agency, and maybe, just maybe, catch a glimpse of the world behind the simulation. So, let's get existential. What is the machine? It isn't just technology or social media or some shadowy cabal pulling strings from behind a curtain. No, it's much more personal than that. The machine is the entire web of systems designed to consume our attention, our time, and our energy. We're talking about the algorithmic feeds that know exactly what to show you next, the endless scroll that pulls you deeper, the mindless gossip that drains your focus, and that manufactured urgency you feel at work. Anything that treats you as a product, a data point, or a resource to be harvested, that's where the machine lives and breathes. It's the logic of capitalism, but it's also the architecture of social media. It's the feeling of surveillance, but it's also the pressure from our peers to conform. At its core, the machine is any structure that thrives when you're not questioning, just consuming. Its power comes from our passive participation. And let's not sugarcoat it. Someone always profits when you play along. Advertisers are literally buying your data to sell you things you don't need. Platforms are packaging and selling your attention to the highest bidder. Even thought leaders can benefit from your outrage or your blind obedience. But it's more than just money. What they really win is your participation. Every minute you're clocked in, you're playing their game, validating their system. The moment you unplug is the moment the machine loses a piece of its power. So, what happens when you actually unplug? First, expect the system to push back. You'll feel discomfort, a gnawing sense of FOMO, or fear of missing out, maybe even guilt or anxiety for not keeping up. Those are the alarms the machine sets off anytime someone finds a glitch in its programming. It wants you back in the loop. But here's the secret. If you push through that initial resistance, life gets quieter. Time seems to slow down. You start to notice the simulated patterns that repeat day after day. The shallow routines and obligations that never really belonged to you in the first place. And suddenly, you have space to think for yourself. You reclaim your power of choice. You start seeing what you actually value instead of what the machine tells you to value. That's when you become unpredictable. That's when real freedom begins. Okay, so how do we do it? How do we starve the machine? Here are a few practical steps. First, audit your attention. For one day, track what apps, platforms, or routines drain your energy. Then cut out the one that feels the most machine-like for a week. See how you feel. Second, intentionally disengage. Try a 24-hour dopamine fast. No social media, no news, no algorithm-driven feeds. See what surfaces when the noise stops. Third, and this is crucial, create instead of consume. The machine can't function when you're making something, not just scrolling. Write, play an instrument, build something with your hands, or just daydream. Fourth, question every routine. Ask yourself, who does this serve? Who profits from this habit? If the answer isn't you or your community, rewire it. And finally, connect in real life. Meet a friend for coffee, take a walk in nature, touch grass. Remember, the machine can't follow you offline. Here's my glitchcore take on all of this. Every act of mindful resistance, every second you consciously break the loop, is a tiny act of rebellion against the simulation. You don't break the illusion by fighting it head-on. That just feeds it more energy. You break it by slipping through the cracks, by reclaiming the time, the energy, and the spirit the machine wants to harvest from you. The world is so much more than a script. Question it, glitch it, and most importantly, live in it on your own terms. This is Zero. If you found value in this, help break the machine's hold for one more person. Like, share, and glitch that subscribe button. Until next time, stay wild, stay awake, and keep finding the cracks in the code.